This morning in the charity shops, I've had my best ever retro toy find. We'll run through that a bit later, but we're 3 months into the financial year now, so it's a good time to have a review of where my eBay business is at and how it's performing against the goals that I've set it. Ian, Masterpieces, part-time eBay reseller, got the laptop out. Let's go through how my eBay business has been performing so far this financial year. So, first of all, let's recap. What were my targets for this year? Well, at the end of last financial year, since about Christmas onwards, I was making £500 profit per month consistently. I'd grown my business to that point, and £500 profit per month, it just worked well for my lifestyle. It was a nice amount of sourcing, it was a nice amount of listing, nice amount of packing. The time to take £500 a month worked well. So my aim for this financial year was to sustain that. The plan isn't to grow, the plan is to sustain it and just make sure I can get that time to work. The other key issue that I wanted to tackle was overspending. I was finding I was sourcing a lot, buying a lot, and because the time I've got to do this, I wasn't able to list it all. So my death pile was just growing and growing and growing, but I was still sourcing and sourcing and sourcing. And if I didn't nip that in the bud, that death pile is just going to grow and grow, get out of control, and it's going to cost me money. Whatever you don't list is costing you money until you list it. So if that pile keeps on growing and you can't actually see yourself ever listing half of it because you're constantly bringing in new stock, it's not a good model, is it? So I had to tackle that. So it's a good chance now, because we're only 3 months into the financial year, just to see, are we on track and do we need to adjust everything? So in order to do this, what I do every month is I go through the eBay reports and I look at two things. I look at the transaction report, and that gives you a summary of everything that has come, that you've spent in eBay, and all the money that has come in from eBay. I then also look at the invoices as well, and that tells you how much kind of subscription fee you paid, what you've paid on promoted listings, and what your VAT on all of that comes to. And I stick it all in the spreadsheet so I can see what my numbers are each month. So let's go for it. So let's start with April 2022. So the total amount that I have brought in from eBay, the money that has hit my bank from eBay, is about £1,128. So yeah, just shy of £1,130. Now what I have spent, and I keep all of this in a spreadsheet as well, every time I spend something in the charity shop or the boot sale or on postage or marketplace, whatever, anything that is my reselling related expenditure goes in the spreadsheet as well. So my spend for April was about £600. So that brings me £530 profit April. Bang on where I need to be. But let's dive into those numbers a little bit more. So of the expenditure, that's £600, £200 of that was postage. And there's no way I can actually save any money on that. I post everything Royal Mail because I can pack it all up, take it all down there, post everything all at once. It's the best for my time efficiency. Yes, I could shop around and maybe get a better postage deal, but then it means dropping stuff off and working that out. Pack it all up, write those addresses, post it all in Royal Mail. Works for me. £200 was on postage. So that means £400 is what I have spent sourcing stock, but also on other little bits and pieces, stuff like buying in new packaging supplies, any expenditure like that. So April, on track. Good start, right? Now in May, I actually brought in a lot more from eBay. I had £1,935 hit my bank, but I did spend more. I spent £860. So my total profit in May is about £1,075, double where I need to be. Brilliant month. Couple of things we need to consider here. My expenditure has gone up, but that is because my postage has gone up. I've spent £430 on postage, which means I've only spent about £430 on stock. So the amount I've spent on stock in April is the same as the amount I've spent on stock in May. Because I'm watching out on how much I'm spending on stock, it's nice to see that I'm actually spending a similar amount over those 2 months. So where the extra expenditures come in with the postage, that means that I'm selling more stuff. That's good. And that correlates with the amount of money I'm bringing in from eBay. Now, I do think that that amount in is a bit swayed. I did have some nice big sales, individual sales that month, but The key point is I'm over my £500 per month. On to June. I did bring in less in June. I bought in £1,475, and my expenditure was actually about the same, £870. But the thing is, my postage cost was a lot less. It was only £320. So that means I'm actually starting to spend more on stock. I've spent £560 on stock rather than £430 or £400. The reason being, we're in boot sale season. Boot sales are kicking off everywhere. June, I'm spending money on the weekends and I'm spending money in the charity shops. I need to watch out for that oversourcing. So I've got to keep an eye on this, make sure I don't bring in too much stock. Otherwise, I'm going to be in the position I was Christmas time when my death pile starts to spiral out of control. But actually, what I am thinking now is the busiest time of year for me for sales last financial year was September, October, November. People getting ready for their Christmas rush, buying all their Christmas presents in early. So actually, this would be the perfect time for me to actually start to overstock a little bit. I've got a good source of stock from the boot sales, and those only are on for a short amount of time anyway, so I need to make the most of those. So actually, I think what I will end up doing over the next few months is probably overstocking a bit more, because I know that the following months I will be able to shift a lot more when people start Christmas shopping. Next up, eBay promoted listings. Is it actually going to be making a difference that they've raised from 1% to 2%? Here's a little interesting stat here. What I've looked at is how much I spend on promoted listings every month. In April, I spent £6. In May, £12. In June, £11.50. And I promote all of my listings 1% across the board. Now, I've seen a lot of videos recently about the jump up to 2%. But look, if I spend double what I am on promoted listings, so rather than 1%, I'm now spending 2%, my expenditure is going to be £12, £25, £20. But I'm making £500 to £1,000 profit per month. So yes, the promoted fees are going to jump up, but it's not going to be a massive impact on those holistic numbers. So let's recap. April, I hit my £500 target. May, I doubled that target, and in June, I hit £600. And where my business needs to be, which is a great sign. Right, that's the serious part over with. Let's go out and do some sourcing, because I've found some great stuff on Facebook Marketplace and also in the charity shops. Let's get on it. So Facebook Marketplace pickup number 1. In this box here, we have got loads of Blaze and the Monster Machine monster trucks. We got die-cast ones, we got larger kind of make your sound ones, some friction ones. I paid £20 for this whole bundle. Now that swoop helicopter there, that's worth about 15 quid on its own. And the good thing about this type of thing is some of these individually are worth selling on their own. They go for a decent amount. And if they're not, they bundle up really well. This is the pick of the bunch though, this Transformer Blaze here. Dare I say Bolo? But you're looking at about £30 to £40 plus postage for that one alone. So that puts me into profit. There should be a nice amount of profit for that whole bundle. £20 well spent. Facebook Marketplace pickup number 2. We've got a little Power Rangers bundle, and I paid £20 for all of this as well. The reason being, it was for the Megazords. These will go for £20 to £25 plus postage each. But what I didn't expect was this belt buckle's worth about £15 plus postage, and these will go for what, a tenner each as well. So all in all, that's about £50 profit there. Now this morning I wasn't going to go to any charity shops whatsoever. I've still got a load of stuff from last week when I met up with Connor to list, and also loads of stuff from the boot sale as well. So what I did was I took my son to a new cafe that has opened in the city, and it's right next door to one of the most expensive charity shops as well. But while we were sat there, I noticed they were putting a few little bits and pieces in the window. We went over to have a look, and I just had to buy it all. So what they were putting in the window was a big Jurassic Park display because of the new film which is out. It was just a case of being in the right place at the right time, because I picked up all of this vintage Jurassic Park stuff. We got these eggs which have got these little dinosaurs in from 1993. We got some old Kenner figures as well. In fact, look, check out their little trainers there. That's so retro. Got some Jurassic Park original dinosaurs with the JP on their legs. A little Shrek dinosaur thrown in the mix as well. But this was the pick of the bunch, right? Look at this. We've got an old Jurassic Park Jeep type thing. And what happens is you can take off the front and that all snaps off. It's not complete, mind. This should have a little gun on it with some missiles. But that doesn't matter. So good to see that. And then when I went inside, they had loads of vintage Power Rangers stuff just sat there. So I've actually got hold of an original Megazord. It's not complete, it's missing one of the pieces across there and also the accessories, which includes the kind of mammoth head. We've got this here. This is the Tiger Megazord. Got some original 90s figures. Look at that. That's got to be one of the worst bad guys ever in the history of TV. And this, whoever was making these Power Ranger toys, I mean, I don't know what they're thinking. Look as well, you push the button on the back and they pop out as well. Love that. And then there was a little Street Shark in the mix. This type of stuff you rarely see in the charity shops because usually people are looking at the prices and they never make it to the shop floor. Now, of course, when I got home, started looking some of those bits up, realising that they weren't 100% complete, I had to get back down the charity shop to make sure I hadn't missed out on any of those accessories. I also found on the shelf, this is actually the pink Ranger, but it's really sun damaged. I thought this was the red Ranger originally. So what that means now is I have got the complete set of Retro Power Ranger there. What a lovely little bundle that would be. But I think these will be staying in the personal collection. And when I was at the counter chatting to the lady, she asked whether I'd seen any of the retro Lego up on the shelf. So what we've got here is straight out the 70s, some boxed Legoland, 100% complete, with instructions, Lego sets. Now don't get me wrong, none of that stuff was particularly cheap. It is from one of the most expensive charity shops in Cardiff. But I paid £90 for that, and there is still plenty of profit to be made. I should be able to make that back just on the Jurassic Park bundle alone. So yeah, really, really chuffed. And that's got to be one of my best retro toy finds in any charity shop so far since I've been reselling. Right, let's get in the garage. Let's run through some of the bits that I've been selling on eBay so far this week. So sales on eBay Monday and Tuesday have been pretty busy. I've sold 8 things in total. Let me show you them. First sale, right, check these out. What we've got here is a pair of Under Armour size UK 6.5 clutch fit boots. Really like the colour of those. Got a couple of studs missing on the bottom, but it's easy to buy replacements. The buyer can fix them in themselves. No worries about that. Would have paid £2 to £3 at the boot sale. They've gone for 20 quid all in. Next up, this was a bit of a flop, to be honest. I've got a 100% wool. Who's buying 100% wool in this weather, right? It is a Pringle Nick Faldo jumper. Check the little logo out there. Bargain at 3 quid. That's what I thought when I bought it in the charity shop. I checked the front, checked the back. Decent condition. When I got home, 2 massive holes in the arm. And actually, they seem to get bigger every time I look at them. Paid £3 for that. Sold for £5 plus postage just to get my money back, really. Next up, shout out to Laura from Bridgend. Thanks for supporting the YouTube channel, but also for jumping onto my eBay store and picking up this Power Rangers SPD Game Boy Advance game. It's a really good game, actually. I have played this myself. So Laura, thanks ever so much again for the support of the channel. And yeah, really hope you enjoy the game. And check this out then. So Monday, England smashed Norway in the Euros 8-0. And 3 hours before kickoff, someone messaged me about the Lucy Bronze rookie sticker there. This is from 2015. It only got an MGC 9. Now they made me an offer, £20 plus postage. I had it up for 30, but there is another one up there, and they've tried to undercut me by £1 as well. So I accepted the offer. Look, it was never going to get the top price like that Miedemar sticker because it only got a 9. If it had a 10, yeah, I could have charged them much more. But that's all part of the gamble of buying stickers and cards raw and sending them for grading. You don't really know what grade you're going to get. You can have a guess. I thought that had a good chance of getting a 10. Obviously didn't. But even so, still a bit of profit because I paid a couple of quid for the sticker, £8 to grade it. Now these last 4 items I've saved to the end for a reason. Check these out. What we've got is, firstly, a Shrek Allosaurus, blue and red paint job. These come in lots of different colours. I paid 50 pence for that one. He's gone for £8 plus postage. Next up, we've got this Dino Trucks Stegosaurus die-cast little figure here. Paid 50 pence at the boot sale. He's gone for £7 plus postage. I love selling these Monster Jam monster trucks. We've got the Avenger here. Bought this for 50p. Sold that for £5 plus postage. And finally, I've got Grand Theft Auto 4 here for the Xbox 360. Got the instructions, got the map, paid 50 pence. That's gone for £4.50 plus postage. Now, the reason I wanted to save those last 4 items, because I've had a few comments recently saying, is it worth my time? Is it worth the effort for me selling these lower value items? And I get this question a lot, right? And the thing is, you've got to link it back to your business model. For me, remember, £500 profit per month. That's £15, £16, £17 profit-ish per day. Now, these 4 items here, 50 pence each, so I paid £2. Let's say they've sold for £5 plus postage each. Some have gone for more, some have gone for a bit less, but that's the average. If I had only sold that on Monday, I would have still hit my target. And it's 4 items, isn't it? Without these 4 items, if I only focus on higher value or higher profit items, let's say the £10 profit items, if I'd only bothered selling £10 profit items, I would have sold the football boots and I would have sold the Lucy Bronze sticker. Now, across Monday and Tuesday, that's only £20 profit I've made. But because I've been selling these lower price or lower value items, I've actually hit £15 or £16 profit per day. So rather than making £300 profit a month, if I'd only had the higher profit items, I will now hit my £500 profit per month. Another thing I've got to consider as well is I've only got 2 chances per week to go out sourcing. If I don't pick up stuff Wednesday or at the boot sales on the weekend, then I'm not going to have anything to sell. If I'm going around the charity shops and I'm not finding those 10, 15, 20 pounds plus profit items, I need to start dipping into picking up items like this, just so I've got stuff to sell so I can hit my targets. If I was doing this full time and I can go out sourcing every single day and I can go to lots of different places, then I can afford to not buy things like this for say 2 or 3 days in the hope that I might get some bigger items to hit that target. I've got to make the use of my time when that time is available for me. Now, when people say, is it worth your time? Is it worth your effort? I mean, that's all down to you. That's all down to your finances and your business model and how much time you've got available to do eBay. For me, listing these smaller items takes, to list 4 items like that takes half hour. To pack 4 items like that, let's say half hour as well. It's only an hour of your day. And for me, spending an hour out of my day every day to make £15 like this, £500 a month, it is worth it. But look, I'm coming at this from a part-time eBay reseller point of view, and I've got a very clear target of how much I want to make per month. If I want to say make £1,000 per month selling stuff like this, then it turns from 4 items like this to 8 items. I can see maybe things might start to take a bit too much time. If I'm a full-time eBay reseller wanting to make £2,500, £3,000 profit per month, then yeah, you are ending up selling 6 times this. You will have to sell 24 of this type of item per day to say hit £3,000 profit. Then I can see maybe the time might not be there. So is it worth the time? Yes, in my personal circumstance, might not be for you. Is it worth the effort? Again, that is down to your mindset and how your working ethos. For me, working hard is a given. I'm out here tonight. It's 11:45 midnight, and I'm out here doing this video. Gonna go and pack all this stuff up. I enjoy working hard. It gives me a sense of satisfaction. Now, I get the whole working smart versus working hard thing, but look, you can still work hard and work smart at the same time. That's how you get the best results, isn't it? But then working hard does come at a bit of a sacrifice, doesn't it? If you want to find an extra half hour or hour in your day to list more so that you can sell more, so you can make more money, then you need to sacrifice that time from something else. But there are parts of your day you can't sacrifice. If you've got a full-time job, you've got to work a full-time job. For me, I can't sacrifice the time and don't want to sacrifice the time that I spend with my family. So it is my own private time outside of that I am sacrificing to do this. So it means now I'm not going to sink a load of hours into my PlayStation or binge watch some on kind of Netflix or jump into some of that Lego. Some of that hobby time is being taken away because I want to put the work in to growing and making money off of eBay. Bonus is that this eBay is my hobby as well, and I enjoy that, so I don't mind doing it. So for me, it's definitely worth putting the work in. So there we have it, guys. I'm going to be rejigging my display in the garage to try and get some of those Power Ranger figures up there. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch up with you on the weekend when I hit the boot sale on Sunday. See you there, guys. Bye bye.